I awake with the girl missing. Where she once laid was now a resting place for a laptop. I looked at the screen. On the screen, she had Hangouts open. She was talking to some girl named Candy. Just so I could maybe shed a little light on my situation, I scrolled up to read about a week's worth of texts. Candy texted, "So, I think I found someone who is, well, into your taste." "Oh, who? And what exactly do you mean?" The girl texts, "Well, I'm tired of you always wanting a guy to bend at your will and all that. To be fair, it is really weird. But I finally found a guy that's more submissive." With that, she sent a winky emoji. "Oh, is he into being tied down and beat and all that fun stuff?" The girl texts. "I'm not sure, but listen, there is a catch." "Oh, what?" "He isn't really a big fan of the whole relationship thing. He prefers one-night stands." "WTFK? Don't you understand that I want someone I can always abuse, someone I can always taste whenever I want?" "Yes, but good luck putting that on a Tinder profile. Most guys like being dominant, not the other way around." Candy texts, "So far, I've learned 2 things. I've learned that she's a bit of a dom, which I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. I've also learned that her name is Raven Woods." After the last message that Candy sent, there was a hiatus between the last message and the most recent message. I assume the hiatus lasted about 2 days. Hey, so how did it go?" Candy texts. "It went well. Let's just say he won't be coming back. He never was obedient anyway." Raven texts, What do you mean?" Candy texts. After that, there was nothing from Raven. The last text sent was by Candy. She texted, "Raven, where the hell are you? And where's Liam?" The second I finished reading that, Raven walked into the room. I immediately fall flat to pretend I'm asleep. I don't know why, but I feel like if I got caught, she might, well, I don't really know. I just feel like she would do something. "Hey, sleepyhead," Raven says. "Oh, hi," I say, pretending to be groggy. "How was your sleep?" Raven asks. "It was great. I can tell something is different about you," I say, as there really was something different about her appearance. Her usual jet black hair now had a purplish tint to it. "Oh yeah, thank you for noticing. Last night I had a good time. But I woke up a little early than I meant to. I woke up about 5 o'clock in the morning. My mom was up, so I got her to dye my hair. It looks pretty hot if you ask me." For some reason, when Raven said she had a good time, I feel like it was at my own expense. Nonetheless, her hair did look great. "Yeah, it is really nice looking. Besides, that is my favorite color." "Oh, it's just nice?" Raven says, as if disappointed in my statement. "Oh, actually, you're right, it does look really, sexy?" I barely make out, because I had, up until now, never had said that to a girl. Especially one like her. "Oh, really? Sexy? Thank you. You know, you don't look half that bad yourself," Raven says while she crawls on top of me. Actually, I need to use the bathroom," I say as I push her off lightly, Oh, okay, Raven says, disappointed. I then fake a stomach ache just to get out of the awkward situation I was in. I'm a socially odd weirdo. What a girl like her wants with a guy like me is beyond my understanding. Hey, you guys, breakfast is ready, Raven's mother shouts out. I then hear Raven walk by the door. I then flushed the toilet, then went to the kitchen myself. We ate the food that was made by Raven's mother. Hey, so not to be a bother or anything like that. Like, it's been really great and all, but I really need to get to the hospital. I really appreciate everything you guys have done for me, though, I say hesitantly. Oh, right, well, actually, my mom is a nurse. I mean, he doesn't have to go yet, now, does he, Mom? Raven says as she looks her mother dead in the face. Oh, right. His vitals seem to be okay. If need be, I've got a pill for the pain. With that, her mom then pulls out a small orange bottle with tiny white pills as its contents. You should give it to me. I'll be sure to give it to him when he's acting funny. Sometimes people forget to do stuff, and I just don't want him to forget, Raven says as she holds her hand out for the bottle. Right, Raven's mother says as she hands the bottle of pills to her. This sent immediate red flags. I can take them, I protest, but to no avail. My protests were met with Raven leaving the room to go see who was calling her on Google Hangouts. This was a great time to leave and be on my own, gather my thoughts. So with that, I put on my black jacket and walk outside to the back porch. The back porch wasn't really a back porch. It was elevated, so much so that if I were to fall, I would have actually broke something on impact. There was a white metal door to the left. There was a glass window in the door. Looking through it, it appears that the door would take me somewhere in the front of the house. There was a fence around the backyard. The porch was carpeted and had an outside glass table as well as lawn chairs in the center of the room. The room itself had walls, but they were made out of screen. The porch even had a roof with a ceiling fan. It was still outside, however. The cold hit me like a ton of bricks. I simply walked to the end of the porch and watched as the snow fell. There was a problem with this scene. The snow was falling so fast in fact it looked like as if the entire house would be buried at this rate. I was a little nervous about this. If the snow did stop us from being able to leave the house, that would mean I couldn't get to the hospital. Even worse, I'd be trapped with these weirdos. As I was thinking this, I heard a man's voice. Hey, we need to talk. I turned around to see Raven's father had said that. Oh, hey, Mr. Call me Alvis. Alvis Woods, Alvis says, cutting me off. Right. Nice to meet you, Alvis. My name is Miles. Yeah. I'm fully aware. Believe me. Our daughter has talked about you and talked about you non-stop. She's talked about you more than her other little boyfriends in the past, Alvis says. I'm not sure why, but when he said little boyfriends, I couldn't help but to feel weirded out. Maybe that was just his name for them. The only caveat I had with this was the fact that Alvis wasn't even that old. I'd expect that kind of name from maybe a 60-year-old, but not from a man who looks to be 30s, maybe 40s at the oldest. Oh, we're not really... I'm not able to get this sentence out before Alvis cuts me off. She made her mind. You two are going to get married, hell, maybe even have kids. When she's obsessed with someone, she doesn't just let them go. The reason she doesn't have any actual boyfriends is because... Oh, hey, Dad! Raven cuts off Alvis, leaving nothing but fear and concern on his face. What's wrong, Dad? You look like you just seen a ghost, Raven says. Nothing, sweetie. I'm fine. With that, Alvis goes inside. Come on, Miles. We should probably go inside now. It's freezing out here. We might catch a cold if we stay out here any longer, Raven says with a tinge of concern on her otherwise joyful face. Yeah, a cold, I say as I follow along behind her. A couple of hours pass by with the occasional chatter with her and I. What's odd is ever since Alvis and I had our short interaction with each other, Raven doesn't let me leave her sight, especially near Alvis. It's as if she's got me on an invisible leash. I feel like Alvis holds the truth about what Raven wants from me, about why she's so odd. But, as I stated before, she won't let me near him anymore. As I was thinking about all of this, Raven asked me a very odd question. Oh, what did my father say to you exactly? Raven asked with a tinge of concern on her face. Oh, he was telling me about the weather. It looks like snow for the next week. I barely mutter out. I was honestly scared of what she might do. If my guess is right, she always disposed of her boyfriends. I do not want to know what happens to them. Is that so? Raven says with a tinge of bitterness in her voice. If I wasn't paying close attention, I probably would have never noticed the contrast in her usual sweet voice. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough out there, Raven says, as she raises her blinds only to be greeted with crystal white snow. No way. How can that be? We were just outside a couple of hours ago. Yeah, I know. I'm just as confused as you. How the hell am I supposed to get to the hospital? Don't worry. I'll take care of you, Raven says as she pets my shoulder. Does it look any different from the back? I say as I then exit the room and go to the back porch of the home. Anxiety was slowly taking over me, which is why I left in such a haste. But as I opened the sliding glass door, I was met with a similar scene. The snow was now ground level with the back porch. The back porch was at a much higher elevation than Raven's bedroom window, which meant the entire front of the house was completely buried in snow, and soon the whole house would be. Oh shit. This means, don't worry, we will take care of you. Besides, being stuck in a house with me isn't the worst thing that can happen to someone. Or at least I like to think that, Raven says as she cuts me off. Oh, right, yeah. You're not that bad, but I really need to get to the hospital. Plus, I would like to see my sister. Oh, your sister is in the hospital too? Yeah, she was the reason I was rushing to the hospital, just to end up right where she was. Is she okay? Oh yeah, she seems to be anyway. She also got in a car crash. Oh, poor thing. Well, the good news is you have me, and I'll take care of you. Probably better than some corporal hospital can. Right. Well, thank you for doing so. It means a lot. Oh, believe me, It's my pleasure, Raven says, almost too eerily for my taste. With that, we all ate dinner, the sense of fear looming over my head like a rain cloud. After that, Raven and I go to bed like we did the night before. Hey guys, Mr. Scary 36 here, and I just want to give a thanks for all you guys watching my videos. It truly means a lot. The Mr. Scary channel is going to be changing just a little bit. It's still going to have these stories, the narrations for Stalker, that's still going to stay the same. I'm still always going to have some sort of series that's created by me, unless of course I decide otherwise. Otherwise, I will be doing one, like, series story. Sorry, I can't talk worth a shit. And one creepypasta, and then so on and so forth. And I think every Friday I'll have something about like a serial killer or something like that. Or maybe I'll save that for the Halloween type of thing, you know, call it like Real Dangers or something like that. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that just yet. Otherwise, yeah, and I'm sorry for the 3-day, 4-day, probably now, delay. I've just been extremely busy with my music as well as my gaming channel. If you're unaware of what my gaming channel is, go check out Gizmo21. That's my gaming channel. Otherwise, yeah, yeah. I've been in the process of trying to relaunch that, so yeah. Because I relaunched the Mr. Scary 36 channel first because I had a lot of content I could do for it, whereas the Gizmo 21 channel I haven't relaunched yet, but I have a lot of content ideas, so it's going to be up there here soon. With that being said, I just want to give a huge thanks to two very important people in my life, my friend Joanne, as well as my friend Jada. They have really inspired me to keep this channel going, and yeah, yeah, there you go. Sorry, there's a lot of rambling here. I'm really sorry. I hope you guys have a spooky day, but spooky in a good way, and I'll see you guys in the next video.